Hello there, Mr. Ian. A little late on this, but better late than never, right? Okay, so we're gonna start with this is just the fits that you sent me. Nothing's been done to it. If we apply the auto stretch, you can see what it looks like. You see this? I guess this must have been caused by like some humidity or maybe some light cloud in the air or something. Kind of a sort of weird uneven field there. We'll get rid of that. But that I'm going to do through Photoshop because I really don't know how to use the background extractor thing. Anyways, so we got our auto stretch applied just to see what it looked like. The very first thing we're going to do, we'll take that off. We have to get the coordinates assigned to this so that we can use our photometric color calibration. And since you used something else to stack it, it lost that coordinate, so we got to put them back in. So we hit up here where it says script, and then we go to image analysis and image solver. So we are going to do search, and this is M74 search. Hit OK. We can fill in the pixel size. I can't remember what it is for that camera. It's like 3.76 or something like that. And we shall do OK. Now this is going to do search for the image, and voila, it finds it. It applies the DEC and RA, resolution, yada yada yada, all that jazz. And there's your focal distance, focal length of your scope. So that's all now attached to this particular fits file. Next, bring up color calibration. Now we can just do this button here where it says acquire from image. Click on that, and brings up everything. Just drag that and let it do its thing. Alright, so now the photometric color calibration is complete. It's got nice, good clean lines here. All the stars are following right sort of where they should be. Every once in a while you have some outliers that don't quite fit everything, but that's good. Close that up, and we'll close this up. Now we'll just do another auto stretch, and boom, look at that already. Look, you got nice blues there. See, there's a tiny bit of the yellow in there. Still have these outlines things. So back to reset the screen transfer, and now we're going to apply a histogram. So we make sure we're on that. Bring up our real-time preview. Grab our middle point and drag it on over, and then zoom in on this part, which I just do by the middle mouse wheel. Scroll it down, drag this some more, maybe some more. We'll just kind of move the black point over a tiny bit. Cut about 100 pixels or so, and we'll apply. Okay, so this is what we've got now. So now we're going to enhance the color. So we're going to make a clone, and then we are going to open up StarNet. We're going to create a star mask, and we are going to drag that over. I'll pause it till it's done now. Alright, StarNet is complete. Got our star mask. We'll just shrink that. And we've also got the galaxy mask. Now, of course, it doesn't look very good because StarNet does not do well with higher focal length scopes. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean this up a little bit. I could take it to Photoshop, but I'll just show you how to do it in here. Photoshop is much better, but you have to save it as a TIFF and then bring it back in and just use that as the mask. But we'll just do through here, and we'll go to what's called clone stamp. So click on that, and it brings up another little window here. And we're just going to click right in there, somewhere on the image. For this one here, I'm going to set the radius to, I will do about 100, I think should be good. And click back there. Oh, gotta do, I think it's control click. There, we set our clone spot and then just where we want to do it to. So we take a nice empty spot there. Oops, no, sorry, go there. Let go of control and then that. Now that's, there we go, see? And just kind of cleans up like that. Takes a while to do it like this, but ends up giving you a pretty nice, good image. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean it all up. I'm going to leave the galaxies and then we'll come back to this and I'll show you what it looks like after I've used the clone stamp, kind of just starting from this clean area here. Alright, okay, so that's all done now, and you can see we've isolated the galaxy pretty good. Just go to the check mark and apply it, and then we can close down the clone stamp. Alright, so there's our galaxy mask. Now what we want to do is we want to clip the background on it, because we don't want to see all that stuff. So, because we just want to, like, the whole point of it is to isolate the galaxy, right? So, we select this as our thing. I just still have it marked as the clone. Real-time preview is up, and we'll just drag this guy. I'm going to clip it just like that. And, like, I think that's probably pretty good about there. Yeah, I think that's... I'll just bring it up a little bit. There. We don't want to highlight that uneven field stuff, so... Okay, apply that. Take a look. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now, we're going to drag this on here. There's our mask, and we're going to just shrink that down. Okay. Now, you can see by the red, all the background is blocked. The only thing that's showing through is there. If we reverse this mask, you'll see a little better. It's hard to see it here, but only this part here is blocked now, so the background is all unblocked. Nice thing about doing that is if we go back to our histogram now, and we'll make sure back on the actual M74 image, and we bring up a real-time preview. We're going to clip our background, but you know what? Because it's not really touching the galaxy, we can put it a little bit further. Oh, look at that, eh? Give us kind of a nice black background and leaving the galaxy data. We're going to maybe go right about, oh, let's go about there. That's pretty nice. Apply it. Okay. That's looking pretty good. Go back to here so that we are protecting everything but the galaxy. And we're also going to hide it. And now we're going to bring up curves this time. So here's our curves transformation window. Now we are going to click on saturation and bring up our real-time preview. Now if you just basically drag the middle, you can see like just one huge drag, it already changes the color, but we're not going to do all at once. We're going to do a couple of iterations. So pull about there. Of course, this is always going to be different with every galaxy, but you know, this is kind of just a starting point. And we're going to apply. And we'll apply it again. And then we'll do it again. Starting to come out. Do it again. Really starting to jump there. Ooh, that's a nice one. There. One last time, maybe. Okay, now we're going to close this preview, and we're right about here. Is that too much? We can back it off once, because since we did it in iterations, we can close this too. Just by using our redo and undo, we can kind of back it off a bit and go, you know what, kind of like, let's say that's too much. Maybe right, yeah, maybe right there is kind of nice. One more, nah, we'll go right there. Alright, so that leaves us now with our color. I didn't go quite as bold as the other image that I'd posted with you, but um, so that gives us our color. Now, we still have the galaxy highlighted, right? And everything else protected, so we could actually maybe brighten up the galaxy a little bit overall. So make sure we're back on the galaxy shot and bring up our real-time preview. And just bring this so it pops a little bit there. A little bit more. Oh, that's, yeah, we can really stretch that. Bring out that galaxy there. There we go. And voila. Yeah, do we want to do it a second time? Maybe a little bit, hey? There, that's nice, I think. It's hard to say sometimes. Let's go for bold here. Why not? Okay. So now that we've done our stretching, so we're kind of good there. So we don't need the galaxy mask. So we're just going to remove the mask, which is this one up here. And remove mask. Okay. Next, what we could do is let's maybe enhance the star colors. So we bring up our star mask. Just drag it on there. Let's just see what's being protected. Okay. Alright, so everything but the stars is being protected. Okay. We'll hide it again. And we're going to bring up curves again. And real-time preview. Then we're just going to pull this and we're going to stretch those stars a bit. Just to see what we get there. Then we'll have to do a couple of iterations. Just bring out a little bit of star color. Bring out too much. Start to notice if the planes aren't aligned, which a lot of times they're not. Just a little bit there. Okay, that might be enough. And close this. Close this. Maybe even back it off a couple. Stars aren't terribly colorful around here, are there? Are they? Okay. All right, good enough. Added some color to the stars. Not much. Again, just play around with, it's just sort of personal taste, right? But we added a little bit of color to those stars now. Now we're going to get rid of that mask. So again, remove mask. And we're going to make one more mask. This time we want everything. So we're going to go up here. This is extract L component. Click on that. Make sure you have this highlighted. And it brings up basically luminance frame of this here. We're going to cut back the background a little bit on this one. So think about right about there will be nice. What we're doing here is we're making a noise mask. We can name this noise just to help. Alright, so drag this over, put our mask on, just shrink that. Let's take a look at what's being protected right now. So that's the background, so we don't want that. So we'll invert the mask. Alright, so we got the stars are being protected and the galaxy core with a little bit of protection around here. This basically, when we apply noise, we don't want to soften the stars. We don't want to do anything like that, right? The whole point is to just get rid of the noise in the background and maybe a little bit on some of the galaxy and stuff like that. So we're gonna hide the mask and we're gonna bring up our denoise, which is TGV denoise, and going to make a couple of preview windows. So we're going to do one here in that corner, and we'll do one just kind of the core here. And we'll do one more that's a little bit of galaxy and background. And we click on these. We'll just use the default settings. Just drag it over. See how that goes. I think we can apply some more. So we're going to drag this up to, we'll jump up to 8 and just apply it. Nice thing about the preview windows is you can do Control Shift Z, and you can kind of go back and forth between what's been done and how it looks. Talk about, remember I was saying about the color channels aren't necessarily aligned very well. Here's an example of, see, this is definitely not quite aligned. Every one-shot color stacking does that. The newest version of PixInsight has it where you can break these down and align each channel, and then it gets rid of that. But anyways, that's a whole different game. All right, so that's not looking too bad. Maybe even tiny bit more. Let's go up to about 9 and see what we get. Apply that. Oh, another nice thing about doing it in just the preview windows, it doesn't actually do to the whole image, so it's a little bit quicker. You see I run 100 iterations. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Now let's see how this looks on the core. We'll apply the same settings. Let that run through. It doesn't look too bad. We're not really losing detail. Just kind of smoothing out the noise. And one last shot. Get some more detail here and some of the background. See what this gives us. Cycle. That's not too bad. I wonder if maybe we can actually, we're going to jump that up to 1. I'm going to go here. See if this might be too much. Doesn't look too bad actually. Just see it in the core, so we don't want to lose detail, right? The whole point is to keep detail. You know what? Actually, that doesn't look bad. All right, let's go back to our main thing. We're going to get rid of these previews by going to preview and delete all, and drag and drop. Now you can see it takes much longer, right? Because it's doing the entire image. So I'm just going to pause it and I'll jump back in when it's done. All right, so it's all done and looks pretty nice. If we zoom it in, that looks pretty good. Doesn't, not a lot of noise there. So we're going to move around. That's pretty nice. All right, zoom to fit. You can take off this the noise mask. So we'll just go up here again to remove mask. Boom. We can close this as well. In there, that's pretty basic. We want to maybe shrink the stars. When we bring back our star mask, put that on, close that, and let's just make sure. Okay, the stars, everything else is protected. The stars aren't protected. Let's go to our histogram. Bring up the live view. And let's maybe just pull this middle back here. Look at those stars starting to shrink down. We don't want to do too much, obviously. So bright, bring them down. Yeah, maybe that's not too bad right about there. Kind of brings them down a bit, makes them not quite so bold. Apply it. Looks good. Kind of go back and forth. Just a subtle change, but and that's good. When we take off our star mask, you know what? Maybe we want to make this galaxy pop a little better. Let's bring up our galaxy mask again. Drag it and apply it. Bring up the histogram. Make sure we're on there. Live view. And just maybe bring that up a bit. that, apply it. And you know what, we did our noise. Why don't we just add a little bit more color? Go back, so back to the curves, back on saturation, a real-time preview. Just drag it. What do we want to do here? Maybe 1 and 2. There we go. Ah, well, heck, let's go one more. Let's go a little crazy here. And voila. There you go. Take off our mask, and there you go. Now, if you wanted to, say, bring out some of the subtle detail, the really dim stuff here, got a little bit of stuff here and here, you could redo Star Tools and maybe don't clip the background quite as much, because now that we've darkened the background a bit, we won't work, that data won't show up as much as in a new Star Tools mask, right? And then we can highlight just some of this stuff and maybe bring out that a little bit more. But you know what I mean? This is like I said, it's pretty simple, straightforward thing. So that would be that. Hopefully that helps. If you have any questions or anything, just give me a call. Um, I was gonna do a flatten the background because you still have a tiny bit of that weird ring around here. I don't do it in photo and PixInsight because I really don't like the background, whatever the heck's it called here, the dynamic background extraction or automatic background extractor. Just I don't, not very good with them. So I use a thing in Photoshop, but the way we did it actually kind of worked out pretty good. So, and then save. You know, we're just doing this as a. We don't want to save it as. So what is it? XIS. Save it, 32-bit. And then of course, let's just save it as whatever, you know, TIFF and JPEG for sharing, blah blah blah, and done. So yeah. Anyways, hope this works for you. Like I said, have any issues, you can call me or message me or whatever. Okay, talk to you later.